any of these people. I'm friends with Luann, was just at her house the other night. Oh, did we talk about Bethany? We'll get into that in a minute. But my point is, I'm really all over the place today. My point is, I that's how I see it going. Andy said we're going to take a long time. So I think Margaret's smart. She knows. Dolores, I think, is smart. I don't think Teresa understands what's really happening. Like, look, if you're not going to lose your job, and I really don't think Teresa is, and you make, say, $2 million a year or 2.5, and we just went through this with Luann and Ramona. And so, and you make that, and you get that twice a year if we're shooting, and then we have a mini break, and then we're shooting again. There were years that New Jersey would start and then air and then start again, and you get the bulk of it in the beginning, except for the reunion. There were years that Teresa got that deposit twice a year. Then, okay, other years you get it once a year. But if we're on a long pause now, and this New Jersey Housewives was filmed a year ago, so if you think about it, the big chunk of money in Teresa's account was like last year. It wasn't even this year. And now you get, there's not going to be a reunion. There'll be this little other thing that's coming up. You get a little dabble for that, a little extra money. But now we're going on a pause. It's like a whole year and a half of not getting that $2 million deposit. Now, I know many of you are saying first world problems. Like when I tell you I had a breakdown on my fucking contract. Listen, my whole apartment in New York is fucking designed. The kitchens and bathrooms were there, but all this gorgeous shit. And now the closets have arrived and we have to put the closets in. And yes, this makes me seem out of touch with reality, but apparently the baseboards in the closets need to be taken out. That's how the designs were drawn. And I lost my shit because why are we now tearing out baseboards? They tell me this is easy. Inside the closet so the closets can fit. If there's any sawdust on my brand new shit, like why is this furnished and now we're still doing work? It bothers me. The point is, yes, it is a first world problem. I know I'm out of touch, whatever. I still love all of you and I'm still real. But the point is, if Teresa, and you're going to think this is a first world problem, is used to getting to something a year, and then you have to wait 2 years, even if you don't lose your job till you get that again, you still feel the tightness of it. So I don't think Teresa realizes it is a pause. Andy said we're going to take our time. And I think after rushing into this season, they're certainly going to take their time. I am lost on a tangent. This is not what I expected to talk about today, because I wanted to talk about going to Luann's for dinner and Bethany. I wanted to talk about some Summer House stuff and Hannah Berner and Lindsay, and Bethany's comments on the Hamptons. We don't have time to get to any of that. Let's just finish out this quick hit. I'll be back this week. Sarah Fraser's been on vacation. I think she's back this week. If not, we'll have to do 2 episodes without her, Thursday and Friday. We'll do it just David. We'll have to pull in Stu. We'll have to pull in Melissa. We love our Sarah, but let me tell you something about that too. God, I'm all over the place. I have been acquiring real estate. I have been going back and forth. I have not had a vacation since I started this podcast. But let me make one thing clear. The day that I go on vacation to Africa, to Costa Rica, to anywhere, there will be no missed episodes. None of you will know I'm gone. This is the digital age. There'll be a microphone and a computer. If I got to go out for a game drive and see the Lions, in the afternoon, I will be recording an episode in the fucking morning. So don't ever think there's not going to be an episode here with David or like a blast from the past repeat. But no knock against Miss Fraser. She knows this. The show's going on with or without her. So she's supposed to come back from vacation this week. We haven't missed any episodes because of how we record. But if that bitch don't come back this week, we're not going to have any Sarah Fraser Thursday and Friday. And we're going to have to think of an alternative. But she says she's coming back. Believe it or not, I'm trying not to be an asshole and I'm trying not to bother her too much on vacation. I have stalked her because our tickets are on sale the 15th. It's like a month away. Our live show, they really are selling. People don't believe me. The last one sold out. If you want to come and ask your question and hang out with us and have some fun and drink and have a pajama party, you got to get your tickets now because they truly are going to sell out. It's on Eventbrite. Slip into my DMs. I'll send you the link. So my point is, and this is really a long, this Shannon thing has really sent me into a downward spiral. But I'm really am very upset, believe it or not. And, what do you want me to do? Break down here? I mean, I don't cry. I don't have that in me. It's really sad. It's not good, but I feel really having met her so many times this year, but I was listening to the podcast. And so this makes me realize how you guys feel about me. Like I would listen to her podcast every week. And so now it's just not going to be there. And she just started a podcast. There was a Charmed rewatch podcast with Holly Marie Combs, Brian Krause, and Drew Fuller. And it did okay. And Shannon got it on iHeart, which is not the goal, people. I get called by iHeart all the time. I don't want to go on iHeart. Independent, you make a gazillion more dollars. You should have called me the first episode when I didn't know what I was doing. Now the show works with my left hand and my right hand. I don't need no iHeart. But Shannon got it on iHeart and she joined the podcast and they were going to do a whole new rewatch of Charmed with Shannon. They just issued episode 1. It's like the craziest timing. I really am upset. But I still don't cry. I just feel like a loss, which I mean, anyway, my point is the reunion there, instead of so Teresa's gonna feel it. I don't think she realizes what's happening. But my point is, apparently the alternative to the reunion is going to be, we all know this one in that room and this one in that room. The new news which came out, which I didn't know, is that apparently Jackie, Teresa, and Aiden are going to be in one room. Melissa, Fuda, Cabral, and Marge are going to be in another room. And rumor is Dolores and Fessler are going to float back and forth. The floating back and forth makes it a little more interesting to me because they can kind of explain what the like they're almost like telephone, like they're saying this and they're saying that. This whole concept is not interesting to me. I don't need to watch Margaret and Melissa and Fuda and Cabral, let me think of how this is going to go. They're going to be very anti-Teresa and Jennifer when this smackdown occurs between Cabral and Aiden. And in the other room, Jackie, Teresa, and Jen are going to be very anti-Margaret and Melissa. Shocker. So I don't need, this isn't like what is being revealed. We all know how these groups are going to react. Dolo and Fessler floating back and forth makes it a little more interesting. Not really, not excited. I think it's a lame excuse, but get your bag. I'll watch it. 3 weeks left, plus that. And then it's over, and we are happy. I was so positive on Patreon yesterday about RHOC. RIP Shannen Doherty, RIP 53 is just way too young. Really, truly, 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 for all the celebrities that I have interviewed and met, I can do a whole show here and tell you who's nice and who's not nice. Maybe we'll do that. Bring your questions to the live show. Ask me who's nice and not nice. But I have to tell you, it's not just an act. Shannen Doherty was one of the nicest celebrities. Truly. I just understood her, smart and real. So RIP, she was an icon. I hope you guys like this. The show must go on, and I wasn't about to miss a quick hit on a Sunday afternoon. Oh, and I reissued Alexis Bellino earlier today, our chat with Alexis. So you got and Alyssa Milano just reacted to this. Okay. So please check out Alexis Bellino. I reissued a chat with her, which I mean, she's in love with the guy Drew and all the things she says about him. It's so interesting. Listen to it. It was earlier today. All the things she says about Drew and all this, her love is everything she's saying about John Jansen. It's like the same words, except a different person. It's scary. So go listen. Love you all. Talk to you later. Bye.